guys. This is a little book that I published about a year or so ago, I think. And I like these little books because once you're done reading them, you can frame them, so I call them frameable books. If you want one, you can always email me or something like that. I'm pretty sure I have my email in my about in YouTube, and also it's totally email is in my bio on Instagram as well. But I was going to read one of my stories from here called My Shadow. It's one of my earlier poem stories that I wrote in 2014, I think. 13, maybe? I don't remember. Anyway. The lantern's flame flickered in a grip of a shaking hand of a young boy standing in the front yard of the old haunted manor. He turned to leave. "A dare is a dare," his friend sneered. Slowly he turned back to see a shadow man pointing away from the manor. He screamed. He swung the lantern in front. It was just his own shadow. His daring friends howled, afraid of his own shadow. The boy rolled his eyes, took a breath to steady his hand, and walked in. The boards creaked in the still air. "Shh," the boy whispered to the boards. "There was no one here," he whispered to reassure. "But why do I feel like I'm being watched? It's just my friends playing with me, right?" The boards creaked, but not by his feet. To the left of him, then to the right, he looked around, only ever seeing his shadow. "Stop that," he hissed at his shadow. In a whisper slithered, "Sorry." He turned. "Who said that?" Same whisper answered, "I did." From behind him, he slowly turned to see his shadow waving. Then it pointed to the only door. Why? More creaking of the boards began. Like moths to the flames, something in the dark was coming. He screamed, running where his shadow pointed, but he lost his light and his shadow. Sight only found in the moonlight window. The whisper of his shadow slithered through the air. "I have the light, but you're out of sight." The boy wanted to leave, the creaking in the dark and his shadow, but couldn't see, save the moon through the window, stretched only a few feet in front of him. Before it hit pitch, he realized he needed a light. He needed his shadow to see. "Follow the sound of my voice," he screamed, not even thinking. The creaking steps came. Into the moonlight he could see all were creatures who haunted his dreams, gnashing teeth and tapping claws and glowing eyes. Yearning for the flesh they sought for his whole life. His shadow came with small flame, light the wick. His shadow rose behind him quick, bigger and scarier than any creature from childhood dreams. They all disappeared. His shadow and he got away. The young boy got new friends, but was never afraid of his shadow again. If you guys are curious about anything else that is that I write or do, just hit the links below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.